Welcome back to the podcast, Crypto Podcast with me, Coach 23. We talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. So this time, we're talking about a little bit of pop culture, and we can consider it part of life in general. And I'll tell you in a bit why. So, as you can see on my background, there's a lot of people in there. So you have your Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, and Karate Kid Legends. So I'm a bit sad in a way that Cobra Kai ended last Thursday. Uh, they ended season 6 of Cobra Kai with episodes 11 to 15. They started this a few years back, but we will go trip in a memory lane. Karate Kid 1 is basically part of pop culture itself. I know they Netflix highlighted it's the greatest karate saga of all time, and I couldn't agree more. Sure, you have your kung fu movies with Bruce Lee and some, but Karate Kid is so popular that they didn't expect it to really be that big. History, minor history. They were doing auditions and whatnot. They even had like guys like Charlie Sheen, like Tom Cruise, to play the character of Daniel Larusso, which eventually went to Ralph Macchio, who is surprisingly 60 plus years old, and he still looks like he is the same guy as he was in the 80s. They cast a lot. They want to cast like people to play Mr. Miyagi, but eventually went to Pat Morita. Pat Morita is an American Japanese actor. He's a comedian, guys. He's a stand-up comedian. And then he went on to play Mr. Miyagi, and he even got nominated for an Oscar because of playing Mr. Miyagi. So Karate Kid is always been that popular in part of pop culture, especially that crane kick that you can see there in the first poster with Mr. Miyagi and Ralph Macchio. It's like the most overly, I know it's redundant, most and overly copied move by people just to mock people, but it's great. Karate Kid has, spawned three movies or four, three movies. First Karate Kid spawned three. So you have Karate Kid 2, because Karate Kid 1, come on, it's no longer a spoiler. You have to see it to believe it. Karate Kid 1 started with Daniel LaRusso being bullied by Johnny Lawrence and the Cobra Kai dojo. Eventually won. Karate Kid 2 was more of like an expansion of the Karate Kid world or universe at the moment. They went to Mr. Miyagi's hometown in Okinawa, Japan. He faced Chosen there in a life of death battle, and it's not even a tournament. And then you have, and then you have what else? You have Karate Kid 3, where the introduction of Terry Silver and the return of Cobra Kai after being banned, almostly banned, or not really banned, but fall from grace after Karate Kid 1, with the introduction of Terry Silver, the return of John Kreese, Johnny Lawrence apparently weren't there. Then it spawned to another movie, the next Karate Kid, but I don't know why. There's a lot of hoax or rumors about that. It starred Pat Morita and Hilary Swank, um, which is weird that they didn't really put it in the part of this one. Then I guess we have to thank Barney Stinson of How I Met Your Mother fame, because in the How I Met Your Mother fame, he's a reverse good guy. He's not a bad guy, but he's a reverse good guy. Um, in his mind, warped mind, he thinks that the Karate Kid is Johnny Lawrence and not Daniel LaRusso, because Johnny Lawrence obviously is a Karate Kid. He learned karate in a normal way. Daniel LaRusso learned it from Mr. Miyagi in a span of like 6 weeks, I believe. So for Johnny Steenson's warp mind, his heroes were guys like Johnny Lawrence, Darth Vader, those guys of 80s pop culture. And I guess a few writers, I couldn't really pronounce their names. Sorry. I guess they got that idea. What if we make a show in the Karate Kid movie or universe that we can that? But before that, I know there's another Karate Kid down below the original Karate Kid poster with Jackie Chan and Hayden Smith. I believe Will Smith bought or one of or production company bought the franchise of Karate Kid and they produce it. So if you look at the next topic, don't get me wrong, the Karate Kid of Jackie Chan and Hayden Smith, I was highly entertained. I was actually impressed. One of the few movies that Jackie Chan is serious, and I was even crying at the scene where he was bashing his own car, and he was crying, telling Jaden Smith's character of Dre, Xiao Dre, that every day or every time this year, it reminds me of the accident that what happened that took his family from him, and he always built this car just only to bash it every year on that same day. I was even crying. I was actually watching it in the movie, and I was crying about that. And then afterwards it stopped. I guess box office wise it wasn't really expected. No, they were expecting something more to spawn a new franchise or whatnot. But then the Barney Stinson issue, then we go with those writers who like let's make a show about Cobra Kai. And so it's really the expansion of the Karate Kid universe. And in my opinion about the Karate Kid or Cobra Kai show, they had 6 seasons. They initially started it with YouTube Red until they moved to or Netflix purchased them or purchased the franchise from YouTube Red and have it in on Netflix. And it's I believe right now it's still like the most rewatch show from Netflix. Even me, every time I no show to watch, no I go to Cobra Kai. So they made Cobra Kai extremely relevant in my opinion because it's the story of yeah, why not take a look or take a dive on the life of Johnny Lawrence. Why is he a bully? Because in the real world, bullies are bullies because they are being bullied as well. We all know that. I don't think there's a start because if for example, if this guy is a bully and then he will bully this guy, Red Hulk, then Red Hulk will bully Captain America. So it's like a chain reaction of bullying is. So they went to like a different route. It's like a reversal of roles, especially in season one. No spoiler alert. Season one has been in Netflix for a long time. So if you guys just scream, "Oh, you're spoiling it," no. So Mr. Miyagi is an horrible man. He trained Daniel LaRusso because Daniel was being bullied. Then we have a fall or a dejected, in his word, degenerate down on his luck, Johnny Lawrence, and he thought a guy being bullied in Miguel Diaz, Xolio Maridueña. So it's like a weird reversal of life because in season one, like I said, no spoilers because no spoiler. Come on, there was a specific episode that I hated Daniel Larusso. That wow, he's the bully now because he's rich. He has a uh, car sales company. He is obviously popular and rich and down on his luck Johnny Lawrence. So it was really a reversal of fortune. And then you can see that the transition of Johnny Lawrence being the bully from the first Karate Kid movie to being the misunderstood good guy. Anti-hero even. And like I said, there in the injection of like I said, this is pop culture and life in general. You can see the lives of each characters move because it's like they have storylines within storylines within storylines for each season and even episode. And it's perfectly written, directed, and even acting wise, it's kind of weird because most people, even guys like Ralph Macchio and William Sapka, still acts like they're still in the 80s. But the story, the base of stories of everything is there. It's for me, Karate Kid is a story of not just being karate or having karate, knowing karate, or how you overcome, being bullied and whatnot. But it's like a story of life itself. It's a story of hope. It's a story of forgiveness, especially if you've seen the last season, season six. The story of like everything, hope, forgiveness, love, even with love within family, friends, sons and daughters, father and son, father and daughters. You can see it there. Uh, so even the progression of season one of Cobra Kai to like the last season, it was actually really written well because it's like if there's like a down season, if you ask me, I guess it was not even like maybe a few episodes of season four, and yeah, that's basically it. So it's perfectly written in terms of the number of episodes, number of seasons. It was really written well, and as I said, this is as Cobra Kai, Karate Kid universe or Cobra Kai is always part of pop culture in general, not just in the U.S. but all over the world. And now, this coming May, I'm promoting it, and because I'm going to watch it, Karate Kid Legends will be shown, and it stars new actor Lee Wong, I believe that's his name, with Karate Kid Legends, Jackie Chan, and Ralph Macchio. I don't know what the story is because they didn't even like shown a glimpse of it on the Cobra Kai last season of Cobra Kai. I thought there was like, oh, they're going to include this probably in Karate Kid Legends, but they were able to clear it out. Now that's a spoiler. Clear it out in the last season of Karate Kid or Cobra Kai. But yeah, for me, I'm sad a bit because this has been like my show. I mean, like I said, I was born in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, 2000. I'm still growing up. See, I'm a 42-year-old guy wearing wrestling t-shirts like this one. Rise above it. So, I highly recommend you guys. I didn't put Karate Kid, Rocky, Rocky and Creed series, and even Mighty Ducks in my top 10 or so sports movies because this is a saga. It's like, wow, okay. And like I said, the interaction of the stories and even, like I said, how they intertwine real life basis of love, forgiveness, and hope in the seasons of Karate Kid or Cobra Kai, it shows. It shows. And one of my favorite takes about this, and this is also a spoiler, I don't really care anymore. The title of episode 1 of Cobra Kai season 1 is Ace Degenerate. So that's Ace, ACE Degenerate. And the title of the last episode is X Degenerate. And it showed the story or the dynamic of life of Johnny Lawrence because there was like few episodes in season that it's not being about Johnny Lawrence and Cobra Kai anymore. It's being about Daniel LaRusso's struggles, triumphs and tragedies and whatnot. And I was happy in what they did in the last season and the last 5 episodes of Cobra Kai. Um, it's worth a watch. It's worth rewatching even, and I highly recommend it to a lot of guys, a lot of people because to be honest, 38 years, I'm a fan for 42 years old, 42-year-old guy. This has been part of my life as well. Whenever I'm sad, dejected, I go to these shows that I love because, like I said, I hate those type of people that I can relate to that. I cannot relate to Johnny Lawrence. I don't know karate. I know a little bit of taekwondo, but I'm too old to remember the moves. But I'm not Johnny Lawrence. But there are certain aspects of their lives that I can find. Oh, it kind of remind me of me. That dejection. Even it's not even like that. It's not like the same. Oh, it's similar with me. That's not even similar. But when a guy is really down, I see oh, Johnny Lawrence is down. And there was time that I'm down. I can see myself in that way, and I just find ways how to rise up. And this is for those fans, not even fans of Karate Kid or whatnot, I highly recommend to watch this because it will help you in some ways that you don't even know, that you wouldn't even know that that's it's already helping you. And as far as I'm sad, it ended at season 6. Was hoping at least season 7, but they wanted to do it. Then it's really their decision. But I cannot wait to watch Karate Kid Legends this May. I don't know. There's still news on Netflix that they're possibly adding different layers of the Cobra Kai series and spin-offs that they're planning about two or three or more characters. And now the other issue that I said, the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank, there was like heavily rumored right now in the internet that she said no because she said that her character is part of Mr. Miyagi, and Mr. Miyagi, it's really different. It's an awkward rumor, but for me, how Karate Kid started with Karate Kid 1 to 1, Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, to Cobra Kai season 1 to season 6, it's a perfect story. If there's like a certain thing is perfect in life, it's almost perfect in terms of everything that you know because you're just to some fans it's entertaining that oh how they do the moves and how they move the karate. But if you look the nuances of each episodes of each storyline within the Cobra Kai Karate Kid universe, you will know what I talking. You know, we will know what I'm talking about. Oh, kind of remind me of someone. Kind of remind me of me. Kind of remind me of this person. So that's how they do and how they face struggles in life. So as far as being sad, yeah, but I can binge it anytime I want. I still have my Netflix subscription, and like I said, I suggest you guys to do the same. And I am happy to do this episode because when I watched the last episode of Cobra Kai, I nearly have tears in my eyes. Like this is great. This is actually great. And with Netflix, with streaming service, you can just go back and watch it again. So to those people behind the Karate Kid, the producers, the actors, writers, directors, and whatnot, thank you in behalf of this lowly grifter of a podcaster. Thank you for the stories. Thank you for the life lessons that even for me that you guys taught this 42-year-old man of the outlook of life or how should we attack life when life is attacking us head on and how we should attack them head on as well. Defense is the best offense sometimes. So thank you guys. Thank you for thank you Karate Kid, Daniel Larusso, Johnny Lawrence. You guys will be remembered as far as legacy is concerned. Your legacy in the movie industry, in the pop culture world, Karate Kid will be always part of that. So thank you. So that's it for the podcast, Grifter Podcast with me, Coach 23. We're talking about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. Thank you guys.